Hey guys, welcome to the show. Got a great one lined up for you today. Again, if you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. Before we get to the panel and to the show for today, I want to wing on over to QE's Numpty clips. You guys haven't ever been there before. These are great flat earth proofs. There's about 90 of them in there right now. I would suggest going over there because this is a gold mine. All right. The link is in the description. So just go down to QE's Numpty clips. This is a playlist. You can just hit the first one. You can shuffle them. You can do whatever you want. Just hit the first one and it'll continue to play for you. You're out in the garage working or sewing or whatever it is that you do. Just hit the first one and get ready because there's some serious stupidity going on out there. Let's listen to a quick 4 and then we'll get on back to the panel and the presentation. Okay? Rock and roll. Moyoc man. More accurately, moron man. 2 March 2021.
When they made this runway, did they establish horizontal or level?
Horizontal is level, you globe-tard goober. From Merriam-Webster, level, to make a line, horizontal, make flat or level. From dictionary.com, level, being in a plane parallel to the plane of the horizon, horizontal. From Cambridge, level, not rising or falling or higher on one side, but even in all directions, horizontal or flat. Besides being batshit moron, you have a false dichotomy fallacy and a law of identity violation. Congrats, dipshit.
Level with the Earth because it's a 4-kilometer long runway in Escada.
Okay, so then it would be curved.
So level is curved, eh? Here's the foreword to Moron Man's autobiography.
Chemo, the formula for pressure chemo is P equals F over V.
How can I be begging the question? I'm asking you. In fact, I wasn't even asking a question.
OLM, more like oh loser. The latest 6th grade intro to physics casualty, February 2021. Laugh it up, funny boy. Right before you bash your own face in with a spade shovel.
I have a couple of automotive questions.
Here we go. Another ball-tard brain surgeon.
Do you use your tachometer or your speedometer to measure rotation of your engine?
Oh, brother. You think engines rotate, you do-licking fungus muncher. Engines don't rotate. Crankshafts and the flywheels they're attached to rotate. We measure revolutions per unit time with a tachometer. We measure speed per unit time with a speedometer. We measure crayon munchers by the box. You're a 25 boxer. Easy.
Like you're driving a car. What is your car red line at?
E.
would you say, oh, what's your RPMs? Oh, I redline at 40,000 miles per hour.
No, but you and 99% of your knuckle dragon compadres would, because you don't know the difference between angular velocity and tangential speed that we're going to witness here firsthand in about 30 seconds.
You would explain rotation in terms of rotation.
And we would explain speed in terms of speed. And we would explain pressure in terms of pressure. And we would explain Baltard spinning space monkeys in terms of brain-dead losers.
You would use a tachometer, not a speedometer. So can we stop saying this Earth is rotating at 1,000 miles an hour? It's a bit not very mechanical, is it?
What in the hell does that even mean? Let me break this down for you. I'll try to keep the words small, limited syllables. You don't measure tangential speed with angular velocity, as in revolutions. It's all in the units of measure. Tangential speed is measured in distance per unit time, miles per hour or kilometers per hour, as opposed to angular velocity, which is measured in radians per unit time, or revolutions per unit time, or degrees per unit time. All points on a rotating sphere have the same angular velocity. However, those same points don't have the same rate, as in tangential speed. Duh. Next block of instruction, how to say the on Tuesdays. Dandy Don, do you have a parting message for this window licker?
Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night, the party's over.
P.S. You'd fail 6th grade Intro to Physics. Bob, the pseudo... There you go. How you like that? That's what I'm saying, folks. One of the best flat earth proofs. There's about 90 of them in there. You can have your way with them. Swing on over and check this out. They're lagging behind us a little bit. So we'll just wait for a couple seconds, get to know each other. Like I said, the link to the QE's numpty clips is in the description box below. They're becoming a real hit. You need to get on board. I'm going to get them on the website, hopefully within the next 2 years. We'll see how it goes. These guys should be back any second now, man. Aha! I think I see some activity. How's it going out there, panel? Hello?
Yeah, it's John.
Yeah, over here.
Yeah, you're there.
Hey,
Didn't you hear Adam? By the way, he was also speaking.
Yeah, I just heard Adam just a second ago. Now we're good.
Okay, good.
All right.
Yeah, we're about.
Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead. You're about how many seconds lag? Tell us.
We're about 20 seconds behind, so just for next ones.
Yeah, not 5 minutes, Betty.
I didn't say 5 minutes. I said 1 minute. Last time it was really 1 minute. It differs, and maybe it differs also for many other people, right? With the countries and whatever.
With different applications?
Maybe two.
I suppose it's possible.
Yeah.
Activity. Let me check a couple things. Make sure everything's going. Yeah, so I was just pushing those forward. Listen, there's a lot more in the hopper in those numpty clips. There's a little stoppage in the funnel for right now, but I'm going to try to release that thing. I'm going to take a friggin' iron screwdriver and pound away at the bottom of that funnel. Maybe open up that baby a little bit more.
I'm trying to find the link because I want to put it in the chat, but I can't seem to find it.
It's in the description box.
Yeah, where?
Underneath the video.
Yeah, I am there. But I don't see them.
Go to Flat Earth Proofs, right at the top, Flat Earth Proofs, go down, and you'll see QE's numpty clips.
Oh, there. Ah, yeah. Okay. I see it.
Yeah.
I'm in a new tab because it doesn't give you the whole link. And if you... So, okay. Good. Get to that, so...
A couple people told me that they had problems getting that link to work, and I don't know if that's a phone issue. I'm not sure about that. Let's see if anybody else says anything in the chat right here about that.
Yeah. Because it's a playlist, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Well, maybe that's it. I don't know.
Could that be a problem?
No, could be. I don't know. Just try to rule out the variables.
Well, just pull it up on your phone, and if it works, it works.
Yeah, I have different things to do. I tried to type something in the chat also now, and now you want me to be on my phone?
I'm stuff like that bugs me, so I just was checking. It works on my computer. If I try it on my phone, there's a DNS address problem, which is weird.
Really?
It just tries to go to a web link. I think it might be a problem through the app. So see if I can.
Yeah, we're going to talk about admin. Everyone's always up for that, but this is really important admin. We got to square this away, man. I want people on phones.
Talk about the weather otherwise?
What?
That's okay. If you don't want to talk about that, then talk about the weather, right?
We ain't talking about the weather. We're talking about admin, because I like to talk about admin. Shout out to Nathan.
Nathan is ace.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Where is he?
I don't know. Maybe he pops in when he thinks that he has to sort of contribute on the fact that something is worthy mentioning on your show.
That's it. Yeah, that's what he does. That's cool. Yeah. Or whether they're questionably relevant or not.
And then disappear right after.
Yeah. Let's talk about some irrelevant stuff.
Someone says that it comes up, the numpty playlist comes up okay for him. So
on the phone?
The link that I gave, yes.
Okay, cool.
Also.
Adam, any luck?
No. On the plus side, the other sites work. The Globe Terminator works, and so does the Teespring on the phone. But no, I've just got to try copying the link. It still doesn't work. So.
Yeah, I'm going to get with somebody on that. Mickey! See if we can't square that up.
To be honest, it works on my phone as well. I just tapped my own link that I put in the chat, and it works. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It might be. I'm just taking.
Maybe there's another set of numpties out there that can't do this.
Nah, I think it's the application and.
Come on, that was a big joke.
Well, why don't you make another numpty clip list?
All the technical difficulties that people can't go through.
You could just call it Betty's Numpties.
Oh no! Why? That I'm the queen of those. No, please don't.
Queen of the co-numpties. That's inside. I shouldn't have said that. That's inside. That's personal stuff.
Yeah, Mr. Co-numpty.
Yeah. We need to keep personal stuff off the airwaves.
Too late for that, huh?
Yeah. So what's going on out there in Flatland?
Well, people are being locked down in their homes, being pushed some jabs, roll up the sleevers.
I heard that this was...
some people that are in their closets and broadcasting. So.
I heard that some of the restrictions in different places were coming off.
Yeah, that's in your country, right? I've heard that almost the middle portions of your country, like Texas, Missouri, what's up above from you?
What's up above from me?
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, below is Texas. It's called
Sky.
No, on the map. I mean. North on the map.
Well, we got...
everything in the middle, sort of like I would say maybe the Bible Belt or something. Those states have lifted their restrictions.
Ah.
Yeah, but the ones at the coasts, not so much.
Well, I heard Anthony talking, I don't know whether it was today or yesterday, that he was going to get ready to go out to party at St. B. So maybe Adam could speak to that.
Right, well, sort of, yeah. Because I'm sure I heard him claim a free bar, but he's retracted that.
Free bar, that's it. That's correct.
Yeah. But no, I think here in the UK, we're looking forward in it should be quicker. But I think because Meghan Markle's pointed out we're all racists, we've got to stay locked down a little bit longer, be re-educated. But we've got 33 days till we're allowed to go to the pub and have a pint outside in the beer garden. Which, if you know England, it means it will be raining. But 33 days.
Is it 33?
Yeah.
No way.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Nathan says he did claim a free bar in the chat, you see. Told it.
Yeah. Well, I heard it was pretty nice up there because didn't Spurs go up there one time too? He was talking that that's really nice up there.
Oh, it's a beautiful country.
Have you been up there, Adam?
Yeah, well, there and all along that coast and then into Scotland as well, yeah. Some beautiful golf courses there, so I played. Oh, it's beautiful country all across there.
You play golf?
Northeast. Yeah, well, I figured out it was Coriolis that meant I was a crap.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I didn't know you played golf. Apparently, you're a golfer.
No, not really. No, it was just something to do that. No, I wouldn't say I am a golfer. I go around and hit a ball, ruin a good walk, I think is what I do.
So you do hit the ball?
Sometimes better, yeah, on a good day.
On a good day. All right. So you're just teeing off and that's it, basically.
No,
doing that sort of practice.
Isn't there a particular golfing you have in the Netherlands? What was that? It was what? Midget golf. That's what it was. Is there midget golf?
I think it will be banned.
Is there midget golf in England while she rumpuses me? Is there
Wait a minute. Because of the name and because of the vicinity, because it's very small and you will be not social distancing enough. So
Now, can I ask Adam a question?
No.
Is there midget golf in England?
Well, I think we call it mini golf.
Ah, you're more normal. Yeah.
Well, midget golf if it was midget golf, then everything to a midget would look bigger, but everything looks smaller on mini golf. Yeah? But if it was for midgets, then like a little bridge would look like a huge bridge, wouldn't it? Because they're midgets.
I think it's usually for kids that they do this, right? So they have a different view on the world, right?
Yes, they do.
Yeah. So I don't see many reasons why we shouldn't be calling it midget golf. Then again, the midgets might be offended nowadays.
You think that's racist?
No, it's handicaptist.
There we go.
It's a new word.
Yeah,
Made it up.
I know.
Somebody says crazy golf. Yeah.
What we got going on here? So that's all that's going on in Flatland. That's it.
Well, haven't you been out after the war?
I have been out. Yes, I've been running around. Not too much.
Treadmill, maybe.
I've been on the treadmill. Yes, I do. See, you're starting to bring personal stuff up. You're trying to get me doxxed.
In your own closet?
Yeah. See, just the personal. See, it's always the negative waves. Stop with the negative waves.
Well, then we start about weather, right? Again.
We can talk about weather. Yes, it's here in Missouri. Everyone listen up. See, the numbers are already going up because viewers like to hear about weather.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous here. However, coming here tomorrow, the winds are going to start kicking up for the next 1, 2, 3, 4 days. And then we could have some flooding. We got some storms coming in. So 50-mile-an-hour winds for the next next 3 days. So, yeah.
But because we have them on Thursday also with winds coming.
Yep, see the numbers kicking up. I just got 10 more people because they're interested in weather.
Well, that's usually part of the news, so why not?
It's really crazy because, like I said, we were in the deep freeze with a friggin' blizzard, 12 inches of snow, 20 degrees below zero. That wasn't that long ago. Big friggin' ice schools. You seen the one ice school my son had. It was massive. It almost took my whole roof down. And now it's gorgeous outside. The grass is starting to turn green a little bit, right? That's right. That's right. That's what we got here. It's coming fast.
Beautiful.
Yep.
So what do we have for today? Plan for the day?
Plan for today is to do the show. Put you in control when I'm eating my banana. And after the show, just relax.
Oh, that's a good thing to do.
It is.
Yeah.
Maybe check on family, see how the family's doing.
Maybe.
Yeah. See how those cats are crawling. Yeah. It'll be a good day. It's gonna be a good day today.
Oh, good.
So,
have you seen the maps that Matt Eagle playing an anchor sent in BALLBUSTERS chat? So there you go with the states that are mask free.
No, I didn't check that out. Hold on. Is it in BALLBUSTERS chat?
Live stream chat. Yes.
All right. Yep, I'll check them out. So mask free are the red ones there, Matt? Yeah, sweet. Look at that. So we got Idaho, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, Missouri. Shout out to Missouri Boat Ride. Oklahoma, Texas, Tennessee, Mississippi, MISSISSIPPI, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, and Alaska. Did I start off with Alaska? Oh, I forgot Nebraska.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a lot of them, huh?
That's not too big. Yeah.
Parts are out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is there any? I know they're coloured in red already. Is there any correlation between their red and blueness as states as to?
I think so.
The removal of the requirement.
Let me see if I can get this. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. Let me show it. I should have showed it. Can do that.
How are you going to do that?
I don't know if I can pull that up anymore. That's all right. So that's what he sent. There you go. So there you go. No mask requirement. So there you go. Have the technology. So
good.
Yep. What's up with Kansas? And Arkansas and Louisiana, you guys are getting sandwiched. Guys are getting sandwiched right in here. Where's Rocky at? Can he speak to this?
We haven't seen him around for a while.
Yeah, you see, you got the sandwich, Alabama, Greenbow, Alabama, Louisiana, and Arkansas. What's up with that? So you got a couple sandwiches here. You got New Mexico too. What's up with you guys? Get on with it. And then you got these guys over here. What are you gonna say? All right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Let's get rid of that one. All right. Got
well,
that.
then you see how a flat map is useful.
It might be. It doesn't look very accurate. Look where they put Alaska.
I knew I had to have. I seen it down there. I said, "There's got to be some Weisenheimer going to make a comment about it." Hey, Matt, you'd speak to Adam. I didn't make that comment.
Well, he picked it from someone else as well, I think. They usually project it like this, right? Because it doesn't fit in a square.
Yeah. It's no big deal. Yep. Cool.
Nathan says, "I will be dead in my grave before I recognize Missouri State."
What did he say something about? Hold on a second, man. Did you say something about Missouri? I will be dead in my before I recognize Missouri as a. What are you talking about, dude? You don't know about the Missouri boat ride? You need to get up to speed. Missouri is a state. I think Missouri is bigger than your whole country.
That could be.
Somebody check on that. All right, let's see what. So obviously you were asking what's going to go on with the presentation, correct?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Let's see what we got.
I think people are waiting for it too.
Is that what they're waiting for?
Well, I saw someone that said I'm specifically here for the presentation on science. Yes.
Huh.
Scientific method.
Natural science and the scientific method. Just because I advertised it doesn't mean I got to do it.
Well, that makes you a liar.
No, that's just false advertising. And we know who's guilty of that.
Well, isn't false also sort of lying?
Yeah, but lying is the intent to deceive. What if I didn't have the intent to deceive at all and just decided I just don't want to do it?
Yeah, well, then you're not truthful and not faithful.
See, always with the negative waves. Always trying
it's
to
what it is. Come on.
Always trying to label.
Lying about that, right?
No, come on, baby. That's not lying. It's just a lack of conviction.
Lack of conviction, low integrity, no intestinal fortitude. Somebody that's untrustworthy. We could go on for a while, couldn't we?
Yeah, we could. But would
We'll
we?
turn it into a baller show.
Yes, sir.
I think this has to do with the fact that Quantum Erasers saw Steve McRae yesterday. So he might have been a little bit.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Steve McClown of the Clan McClowns. And ironically, in the morning, jumped on Nathan's show, and the first topic up for dibs was atheism, right? So I went on there talking about, they don't even know what atheism is. And I in my mind, I was thinking of Steve McRae, Steve McClown and the Clan McClowns back in the day held 3 shows in a row with atheists, and the show was about how to define atheism, and they couldn't do it. I mean, I got the popcorn out. It was freaking hilarious, and most of them fell out at the end. So yesterday, after the show was over, after Nathan's show was over, I was just screwing around watching different videos, and over to the right in the recommended, who do I see? Steve McClown. That's the first time I've seen him in years, right? He's sitting over there, and guess what the subject was? Atheism, yeah. I couldn't believe it. I said, wait a second. Did I just enter Bizarro World? Right? So it's so ironic. I don't know what to say. Betty said that they got my algorithm from my voice or something. I don't know what that's all about. I mean, that doesn't make any darn sense.
Well, that's me. I don't make sense.
It's woman in you.
Oh, good gracious. Get on with the presentation. At least someone makes sense today.
What is that? It's woman in. See, I just got it. I know the verse. I don't know who it is. It's woman in you that makes you want to play this game. Now, I can't sing. I can't sing, but somebody should know that song. Right? That's a verse. Look, I'm losing numbers. What's up? I'm not singing anymore.
Yeah, to 66 now. That can't be a good number.
Yeah. So I'll just say I'll just say it instead of saying it. It's the woman in you that makes you want to play this game. Let's go. Somebody knows what song that is. I know they do. Oh, up to 72. I started talking. We're good.
Maybe you should shut up.
We won't get
You're
into
such a boomer, John.
we won't get. I'm such a boomer. I know it. I know it.
Yeah. That's true.
All right. Do we want to get on with it? Because no one's going to give me the song where that, where the lyric took place. So I'm going to give it to you one more time. It's the woman in you that makes you want to. Yes, it is. What's the song?
Everybody knows this is nowhere.
Nope, that's the album.
Bugger, bloody Google, eh? That shit down. Let's have a look.
Yes, sir. And by the way,
Cowgirl in the Sand.
My favorite one, my top 3 as a teenager, that song right there. You don't know it. You don't know it because you guys got no heart. Cowgirl in the Sand. Neil Young. Get some. All right, let's move on here. Let's get on with it. All right, any final words? Any admin before we begin?
No, because we don't have heart.
Touche. Touche. Yep.
Good evening, everyone else. Other than that, I've not said hello. So yeah, evening, Owen, Bri, Firefly, Flat Earther. Good, Bob.
Yeah, you gonna shout out everyone in here, Betty, before we get started?
Shout out everyone in here?
Yeah.
Why?
Just to recognize them.
To recognize them, huh?
Yeah.
Well, they can't speak, most of them.
Well, that's a good thing.
Because someone already says that's in here. He says, "Can I be unmuted or do I have to super chat?"
Yes and yes.
Yes and yes. Okay, so we got Arwin here, and we heard him say "boomer." Hey, Arwin.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
We got Brian's Logic.
We got Brian's
hey,
Logic.
Hey, Betty, everybody.
Hey.
We
got someone.
Yeah, I know that. Fire. Is that Leluca? Go ahead and take her off mute.
Firefly.
Yeah.
Hey, it's me.
I knew it was you. You're the only one with the fleur de lis. Hey, thanks for coming. This is your first time.
I got confused. I wasn't sure where I was at on YouTube, and then I ended up here somehow. So anyway,
sweet. Welcome.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's what happens. Once you're there, then you're there. And we got Flat Arthur. I don't know who that guy is.
We've tried to talk to Flat Arthur before, but he's never talked. All right, go ahead. Okay,
and someone called Cut You Good.
No, we got you good.
I've unmuted him, but he doesn't speak.
Okay. Just roll.
All right. So, and then we have Rob Kin. Hello.
You guys.
Hey, what's up, Rob? All right.
This has got you good, just in case. Sorry.
Oh, what's up? Got you good.
Hey.
Cool, man. All right.
Cool.
Welcome.
Got Nathan Oakley.
No way. Did he just sneak in here?
Subscribe to Nathan Oakley, Nathan Oakley 1980s, respectively.
Hey, I am here. Please give me the chance, Nathan.
And he's gone.
Did he leave?
Yeah.
Did freaking that?
Dude, he has a busy schedule, you know. He only
Too
has
funny,
time
man.
for advertisement.
It's classic, man. Too funny, Nathan. All right.
And I heard Flat Arthur say something. Flat Arthur, sorry you were rumpused by Nathan.
Yep, I'm here.
All
Thank
right.
God Nathan is gone. I got the chance. So I have been on this show before, and I've talked to Quantum Eraser before on the 24/7 Flat Earth server. But last time I was here, actually, right now it's 2 a.m. in the night.
Okay.
And the time in India gets really odd for me which is why last time I dozed off when you called my name. When I was watching it the next day, I found you guys calling my name, but I was sleeping then.
Too
So
funny,
you
man.
hear-
Okay, that's really funny. Yeah.
Is he
I'm
here?
sorry. Yeah.
Ah. Oh. Well, can be happening. Yeah.
It's where are you at, sir?
India.
Wow,
You don't remember?
man. Wow.
Yeah, now we remember. Yeah, India.
Yeah, I remember it now. Yep.
All right.
Hey, welcome to the show.
Side of the globe.
What?
Big place, India, isn't it? Where in India, flat offer?
Right at the heart of it, central India.
So Missouri, India.
You would know the name, so I didn't even say it.
That's fine. That's fine. We get the gist. Thanks. And Adam, when you're asking questions, like people from different countries, you got to keep it down on the technical white paper language. Boy, India's big.
India is big. It is a big place. Fact.
Too funny, man. All right. Hey, welcome to the show,
It's a
guys.
lot bigger than England, and I'd quantify in England where I'm from. Do you know what I mean? It's just curiosity, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, yeah. India is definitely bigger than England. And now, did anyone look up Missouri? Is Missouri bigger than England?
I thought you would do that.
I ain't going to do that. I got a presentation to get ready for.
Nathan was questioning whether that was in chat. If you look back, he was questioning whether it was a real state.
Is England a real country?
I'm just saying, it wasn't me. Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, it's a real state. It's where the outlaw Josie Wales came from, son.
It must be that.
And I was surprised to know that Quantum Eraser found it out sometime a few months ago, or maybe a year ago. So I watched you in one of your streams where you were saying that you just found out that Great Britain is something else and England is something else.
Oh, yeah, that's a nightmare, right? I just let that one go. You got Scotland, you got Wales, right? Then you got Ireland. There's some shady stuff going on right around the islands right there. Yeah, I'll just let that go.
You are going to have to live it down the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? You said you were from the middle of India. Are you from the Madhya Pradesh?
That's
province
correct.
Or Maharashtra?
Yep. That's correct. Madhya Pradesh is the state.
Sorry?
Madhya Pradesh is the state, and Jabalpur is the city I'm from.
You just couldn't leave it go, Arwen. You just couldn't leave Missouri stand, right? You had, yeah.
You recognized the accent, didn't you, Arwen?
Did I pronounce it wrong?
I think you pulled the exact city out, didn't you? I was being impressed. I was like I say, you must have recognized the accent.
The province. Are you somewhere in between Indore and Jabalpur?
I am right from Jabalpur.
Ah, there you go. I found you.
Listen, look at Arwen, you old hound dog, you.
That's indeed exactly in the middle of India, pretty much.
Yep. So you must have heard of cities like Kolkata and Mumbai. So I was there in Mumbai just a few weeks ago. Just last week, I think. Yeah.
Huh.
I have some info on the Missouri-England issue.
Okay, go ahead.
England is 0.72 times as big as Missouri.
Say that. I didn't catch. Did anyone catch that?
Yeah, 0.72 times. So we're only 72% the size of Missouri.
Told you.
Yeah.
Told you.
Look how much more we've achieved in such a small space.
Yeah, that's good. That's a nice deflection right there. Good one, Adam. Yeah, touche. You still don't have Josie Wales.
Fair point.
Yeah. Yes, sir. All right, let's see where we're going here. Let's go in. We're going to move away from the geography lesson and move on into the presentation. How about that? And we're going to start off with one of my favorites. Unless you want any last thoughts there, Betty? Anything you want to add before we get on?
No, because maybe I get the. Well, people said once that we're talking too much before the show starts, and I get sort of the fault for that. So I just shut up.
Well, it's already too late.
Well, you're kind of chatty now, right?
I'm a little chatty today. Yeah. Well, it's good, it's
what
good.
brought that about, the chattiness?
It's good to talk to people, right?
Have you been alone or in your closet all day?
No, but I've been told it's a good relationship builder.
Wow. Okay.
Right? So I was just trying to be neighborly.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be.
Keep it going then, I would say. Don't leave.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be, just come on, say hi, presentation, left, right, left, right, left, right. It doesn't have to be that way. We can go off.
Say hi?
You'd
hate that. Say hi.
I hate to say hi. Oh, goodness gracious.
Right?
No.
And I say, hey, say hi to that person, and you say, no.
Oh, yeah. Oh, make sure. Why don't you say hi? Yeah, I can't stand that. Listen, you're starting to bring personal. You're trying to dox me. First thing.
Well, the thing is, maybe they want to see a little bit of vulnerability on quantum erasure.
There is none.
I'll put on the Globe Terminator and get it going.
Yeah, we're going to get going. So, the last presentation, like I said, I'm going to drop anchor here. I don't know how long. I might just finish up all the presentations. There's about five of them, but because I'm doing over like 3 in a row of the same presentation and then moving to the next presentation and then doing 3 more, I might just go and start back over. That's how I'm motivated I am to just pound natural science and the scientific method. That's how important I think it is. Right? And there's a lot of people out there. If you listen to those numpty clips, especially the ones that are in the hopper right now, they'll be out over the next week. You're going to find a lot of people holding the ball tards, just pinning them right back to the door with it. So that's getting me more motivated to do it over and over and over again. We might sprinkle some, just to get a little change, a little variety. We may sprinkle in a little bit here and there, but I'm thinking I'm dropping anchor here for a long time. How about that? Good.
Do we have enough provision?
We have enough provision and provenance.
Then it's a go.
It's a go. Let's roll with it now, because we're on one of my favorite topics. We just finished up on hypotheses last time. We just brushed the surface of them. Now we're going to try to get into what is in that hypothesis and experiment, right? And obviously, independent variables, right? That's what sends people off the reservation. In fact, when I first come out here, these numpties not only didn't know what an experiment was or hypothesis, right? I started bringing up independent, dependent variable relationships. I just every day would, pitch it, try to educate people on it, so much so that I had a new name. Independent variable John. And they used that as a negative connotation. This is what the ballers used to call me. Independent variable John. You remember that, Betty, don't you?
Yeah, I'm grinning right now because it brings back memories.
Yeah. They thought it was an insult.
More like an honorary title.
Well, see, that's what the hilarious part of it was, is they thought it was an insult, and it was exposing them as numpty pretender clowns. That's what was so great about it. So there's
that was the start of the whole of the scientific method, and that they started thinking about those things. It was a new subject to bite on, I think.
Yep. I heard people talking about it yesterday on a Baller Hangout. They still don't know what it is. After 5 years, I'm telling you, listen to the numpty clips coming up over the next week or so. I'm not lying. I don't even have to play them. You already know it, right? Because you heard them bumble, fumble, and stumble with this stuff. They're absolutely, and I hate saying they're absolutely clueless. I hate saying they're. I hate the stereotype. But in this particular, it's case, it's correct. As a whole, I haven't heard one ball-tard spinning space monkey identify it correctly or use it correctly or use it in the hypothesis correctly, not one time. So I can go on and on and on. It's hilarious to me, by the way. It shows even after you educated them, they should have already known this anyway before they got out here. Like in 5th grade, they should have already known what this meant. But they're double and triple pretender clown numpties because they don't even know it now. So let's get into it. They're very simple, right? Independent variables from Penn State University. Independent variable. It is what is varied during the experiment. It is what the investigator thinks will affect the dependent variable, right? Well, duh, right? You'd figure. From Colorado State. Independent manipulated variable. Oh, they're trying to give away the game here. They even have manipulated in here. They might be trying to throw you. Independent manipulated variable. What's this say? Variable changed by who? The scientist. That's why they put that in there. Changed by the scientist. Changed by who? Clowns? Changed by who? Nature? Changed by amoebas? No. Changed by the scientist. What the investigator is testing. From the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, in an experiment, the independent variable is the variable that is varied or manipulated by the researcher, right? Oh my goodness. Looks like all these universities, they must be this must be a conspiracy. Because they're all saying the same thing. Wonder why. The independent variable is a variable that is manipulated by the researcher, and the dependent variable is a response that is measured. An independent variable is the presumed cause, whereas the dependent variable is the presumed effect. The IV is the antecedent, whereas the DV is the consequent. So it's a consequent antecedent game. We talk about those all the time. That's exactly what it is. From the Institute of Physics, the independent variable, the variable that is, deliberately changed by who? The experimenter. Oh, this is a conspiracy. They're all saying the exact same thing. Let's try another one. University of Southern California. Independent variable. The variable that is stable and unaffected by other variables you are trying to measure. It refers to the condition of an experiment that is systematically manipulated by who? The investigator. All saying the same thing. Little added bonus. It's the presumed cause. It's definitely conspiracy. They must have been swapping spit in the shower with the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Same thing they're saying. You see that? See that? So there's no conspiracies, huh? Remember, viable independent variables must satisfy 3 criterion, not just 1. If you can vary and manipulate something, it doesn't make it an independent variable. It's got to satisfy all 3 criterion, the most important being this guy right here, number 1. It's your presumed cause. It's got to be the cause or the presumed cause in the hypothesis, right? Or it's not an independent variable. Who cares whether you can manipulate it or not? Number 2, the researcher must be able to vary and manipulate it, right? Why? Because that's what the definitions say. And number 3, the independent variable, this is, must demonstrably exist before you use it in an experiment. It has to exist. I think it's pretty, I think it tidies it up. Right? 3 criterion, very important. It's a very important point. So the independent variable must satisfy 3 criterion. Not just 1, not just 2, 3. So let's check out what's not an independent variable. Height or depth, width, length, distances, and time are not viable independent variables. I might change this laughing out loud to just tear-jerking belly laugher, right? If you think this. I mean, you're just announcing what a pretender clown you are if you try any of these, right? Let's go over the reasons or some examples why they're not. Number 1, the submarine was crushed at a depth of 10,000 feet. Well, did depth cause the sub to implode, or was it pressure? Number 2, the gentleman was so obese he measured 1 meter wide. Did width cause obesity, or was it laziness combined with excessive caloric intake? See where I'm going with this? Number 3, over the course of the night, the sun suddenly appeared above the horizon. Did time cause the sun to appear above the horizon? What about if you're watching a game? Does time cause the difference of the scores between the first and third quarters? See how silly this is? Why do I need to go over these still? I shouldn't. The null hypothesis. This is very important also, right? And to have a null hypothesis, you must have an independent variable. If you don't have an independent variable, then you can't have a null. From California State University, Northridge, to do a hypothesis test, that is experiment, you will actually have 2 hypotheses. The null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis, which are stated in such a way that they are mutually exclusive. You can't have both hypotheses be true. The null hypothesis is the conclusion that is considered the default. You will accept this hypothesis if you fail to find sufficient support for the alternative hypothesis. Makes perfect sense, right? You don't test the null directly, you test the alternative, you test its twisted sister. And you'll either reject / falsify the null or accept the null as the default. As a result of testing this guy right here. There's where the test happens. He's just waiting back here in the background for the results of that alternative hypothesis test. From sciencenotes.org, null hypothesis, the zero difference or no difference hypothesis, that's what null means. No difference or zero difference. Predicts that changing one variable, what's that variable? The independent variable will have no effect on the variable being measured. That is the dependent variable. So you can't have a null hypothesis without an independent variable. Makes sense? Let's stop right there. Questions, comments up to this point?
Questions?
Not really got any questions other than a nod along, really, John. I mean, it's
pretty cut and dry.
Are we going to get to time?
We
to
already
me,
did.
This is all like bedtime stories now, you know? You've heard it so many times, we know it. It's all like, yeah, of course.
Didn't we already do time?
Did we do time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we did a little.
Time part where we talked about Steve McRae, right? A couple of minutes ago. And he thought that time was an independent variable.
We're not doing the whole section on time. I figured I'd just do this, these two, just to fire it across the bow. And why do I even need to go into a presentation on why time can't be an independent variable? And by the way, people, just because you find a citation that's from a legitimate source, apparently, and it says time can be an independent variable. I see one who said time's always the independent variable. Just because you have that citation, that doesn't make it so. Okay? Citations are not the argument. Many times, that's where the argument begins. Citations on the surface, just by themselves, I don't care who wrote them. They are merely what?
Well,
claims.
Yep, baseless assertion fallacies. I don't care who wrote them, right? If they don't have support within their statement that they just made, and you cite it, guess what? You are now responsible to prove that person's claim. So citations, I don't care what they, in fact, they're belly laughers, right? Time is always the independent variable. Well, if that's true, then you don't need to do any science because time's always the cause. You see how stupid that is?
Yeah.
So time,
Pretty stupid.
So does time cause the turkey to cook, or is it heat?
No, it's a condition.
Right.
You can't very manipulate the progression of time. You can only let it happen and set a certain span. So it falls under the same impossibility as a length.
Yes.
That's the ironic part. Einstein had kind of a point with his time space. Just like we can't use a certain distance as an independent variable, neither can you use time. How ironic.
Got it. Yep. But I didn't want to get sidetracked. I guess we could do a little time for
their evolution, right?
I didn't hear you. I started talking and then you started talking.
Yeah, they need time to be the independent variable in their freaking evolution story.
Evolution? What's that?
Exactly. Well, they say that it's change over time.
Change over time? That's not no, that's a summary of the second law of thermodynamics.
Well, it's not the same thing, right? Things morph through time, they think, into different species.
Yeah.
Different forms and stuff.
Yeah, time.
That's
Go ahead, Arwen.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Not supposed to be.
Go ahead.
That's not supposed to be evolution, right? Evolution could technically happen very quickly. It's just that when it comes to physical, real-life examples, there aren't any.
Evolution, what's that? What's that?
You mean evolution?
Yeah.
The idea that a subsequent chain of mutations could lead to a enhanced design.
Incorrect. That's not evolution. Unless you got a citation that says that, but we don't want to get into an evolution debate here right now. But go ahead, go find that, and then we could talk about it after the show. So,
wait, can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
So the way they have proved time to be physical and that it can bend is by using light. So Einstein's theory says that even when time,
everything you just said was incorrect. Time's not.
Let me just complete.
Yeah, time's not physical. Let me just stop it. Yeah, let me just stop it real quick. Time's not physical. Because if it is, then you would have to give me the chemical formula or structure, charge, matter, momentum, or spin, or millielectron volts, or kcals, or kilojoules for time. Can you do that?
No, I know that, sir. I'm talking about the bending of light. Okay, the concept of the bending of light.
No, that's refraction.
I'm sorry, the bending of time.
That's the concept.
So still, just hear me out. So there's a clock, an atomic clock, which calculates a second by the speed of light. When it is stationary, the light is traveling a certain distance, and that is counted as 1 second. Now, when the clock, you start moving the clock at a certain speed, the light is also moving a greater distance, but still the clock measures the same 1 second, which is to say that the light is traveling a farther distance in the same amount of time, which means that actually time is dilating, or space is dilating at that point in time, so as to make 1 second 1 second. Suppose these two clocks are going to be disoriented on that level. Does that make sense?
They're going to be what?
Out of sync?
Yeah, that's a problem. Synchronicity. So, number one, time's not physical, right? But you can't bend it or dilate. You can't bend or dilate non-physical concepts.
Okay, but what can you say as a reply to that argument?
That isn't an argument because you lack synchronicity. Even Einstein said that it's just a convention. It's just something came up because you can never find out the one-way speed of light. It's a begging the question fallacy. You need the one-way speed of light to figure out the speed of light.
I was about to say my criticism is based on presumption that there is a speed of light.
Yeah.
And
Adam,
therefore,
quickly.
Consequently, everything you then follow through is based on that pre-assumption. It could just be that there isn't the speed of light. It's nothing to do with that. You're detecting a render rate differential. Nothing to do with like a photon traveling at a certain speed. Maybe that doesn't even happen. The whole premise from that false assumption to begin with takes you down a goose chain of nonsense, doesn't it?
Yes. And I don't want to get into, I don't want to get in, this is not a Einstein speed of light presentation. I don't want to go down this road.
All right.
Right?
Thanks a lot.
We could talk about it afterwards if you like, but not during the presentation.
Sure.
I would, yeah.
Thanks.
Yep. Or go see
I have something on the quant.
Or you could go see one of my Einstein presentations. I got about 25 of them. Just punch Einstein into the search engine on my channel, and you'll see a bunch talking about the subject. How about that? Good?
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks a lot.
Now, I'm sure that we'll do a gravity presentation here in the very near future after after the drop and anchor is over with, and we can just go at it.
I think you already sort of regretted it to stop here, huh?
No, not at all.
Oh.
No, we're still good. We're still on the same sheet. Go ahead, Brian. One quick comment before we continue.
Yeah, it was on the scientific method, QE. You were stating earlier that in all the years you've been in Flat Earth, you have yet to have any of the ballers actually use it or state it correctly to you. But I was just going to say it's exactly the same as the Black Swan argument. As soon as they actually do state it correctly, then that's the end of all the nonsense they believed beforehand.
It's a good point. Are you saying that they're deliberately ignorant?
Well, as soon as they learn it correctly, that means you have to accept it. And that means that all the rubbish they believed beforehand has to go out.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Yeah, that's what you're saying. So it's willful ignorance, right?
Yeah, forced ignorance.
Yep, you're trying to diagnose them. Now, that makes sense, but I'm going to tell you something. That I don't think that that's the case. They actually have no clue what it is. If you really listen to them in their private discussions, they've been eating paid chips or hanging around, friggin' living close to power lines. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. To me, it's like they're doing their best not to learn. It's kind of my point.
Yeah, I can't.
As soon as they do, I don't know if maybe they just can't.
Yeah, I'm not trying to diagnose them. They don't know what it is. I can't, divine their motivations or anything. So I don't even try. Just expose them and move on. All right, let's rock.
Indeed.
So we just went over what the null hypothesis was, right? That's very important. You can't have the null hypothesis without an independent variable. And the whole point, what is the whole point in the scientific method? They'll tell you, even secular scientists will tell you, it is to reject or falsify the null. How can you reject / falsify the null if you don't have an independent variable? Psst. Kablooey. My word. All right, let's take a look at this, closer look. Like I said above, the alternative and the null hypotheses are stated in such a way that they are mutually exclusive. Both can't be true. Let's go over an example. So, observe a natural phenomena. We got healthy type 1 diabetes patients that are suffering from diabetic ketoacidosis, apparently from the absence of adequate insulin. All right, so what do? This is, remember the algo, right? This is a natural cause and effect. You already have the effect, diabetic ketoacidosis. You're looking for the cause. So the alternative hypothesis is, given otherwise healthy type 1 diabetes patients, the lack of insulin will lead to diabetic ketoacidosis. That's very important right there. You see the will? Now you're going to get the juxtaposition. The juxtaposition is always the null hypothesis. Given otherwise healthy type 1 diabetes patients, the lack of insulin will not. That's how easy it is, folks. It's will and will not. Both can't be true. Simple as that. It's just simple logic. Right? Now you get into all kind of statistical nulls. I'm not talking about that. That's another subject. Statistics isn't science. That's why I don't talk about it. Right? We don't need to go down that road, but it's just will or will not. One or the other is true. Right? The dependent variable in this particular hypothesis, the effect prediction is diabetic ketoacidosis. The independent variable, the cause, is insulin or the lack of. Very easy, right? This is I've been asking this, and we've done this many times on Nathan's show, like for 18 months, and had people come in every day and could not get one correct. No one, not one time. You can go back and watch all those episodes. No one completed this right here. No one did. Shocking. Embarrassingly shocking. Right? Just go back and watch them. Some of them are my toe tags on this channel. You can check them out. They're belly laughers. So in conclusion, I always like to put this up because this is a good one. Let me see if I can't get this right on. Yeah, right there. So in conclusion, the alternative hypothesis is the independent variable, the cause, plus the dependent variable, the effect, equals the prediction of cause and effect. The null hypothesis is the independent variable, same one, plus the dependent variable, equals prediction of no or not cause and effect. Simple as that. The experiment is independent variable, the cause, plus the dependent variable, the effect, plus control or constants are added to the experiment. That equals prediction of cause and effect. So all you do with the experiment is you take the alternative hypothesis that you come up with and just add control or constants. Then you're ready for the experiment. That's it. That's the only, there's the differences juxtaposed against each other. Right? It's very simple to understand. Yeah. Good. Hopefully. The entire goal of the scientific method is to elucidate, that is, reveal cause and effect relationships. That is, explanation by demonstration, experiment of the hows and the whys. That's what gives you actual scientific theories, not descriptions of the what's and the is's. It can't do it. It's non sequitur. So I guess first, people got to understand the difference between the definition of an explanation versus description. That would probably help. Right? It just can't, the hypothesis can't do it. You have to have independent variable and dependent variable in the hypothesis. The dependent variable is the effect. The independent variable is the cause. That's not a description. That's how and why. That's the difference between that, descriptions and explanations. Hows and whys versus what's and is's. It's just that simple. Now, are these sciences? Let's take a look at this. Remember my two-step algo? This little quiz. Identifying a mitochondria or a Golgi apparatus, etc., in eukaryotes is science. Is that true? Let's just answer it rhetorically. Well, first, what do we got to do, right? Is it a natural versus man-made? Is it natural versus man-made? It's natural, so we're good. Is the question a how, why, cause, and effect question? Or what is question? Identifying a mitochondria or a Golgi apparatus? That's a what is question, right? So obviously, this is not friggin' science. But it sounds sciencey, right? We're talking biology. This sounds really sciencey. This could throw you, couldn't it? But this part of it is not science because it's not cause and effect. It might be attached to cause and effect relationships, but this inherently itself, identifying things, nope. Not friggin' science. Not a chance. Identifying the spin of electron, natural? Yeah. Is this a cause and effect how I question or a what is question? Identifying the spin? That's a what is question. What do we got here, folks? Not friggin' science. Not friggin' science. Categorizing organisms in a taxonomic classification system. This is not only not science, this is glorified collating. How can this be science? It can't be. It's not. Not at all. Not friggin' science. It's not anywhere near it. Right? This is secretarial work. Conjuring up classification systems. I hope that helps a lot of people out there because I've been hearing people repeating this. Well, this is science and this is science, and why don't you think this is science? Well, yeah, because it's not a natural cause and effect relationship. Yeah. So always remember, is it a cause and effect how I question? Or is it a what is question? If it's a what is question, just mule kick it. I don't care what it says. Electrons, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, who cares? Doesn't follow the scientific method. Doesn't follow that. It's not science. Period. End of. Maths. One of our favorite topics, right? We'll get away a little bit from independent variables. We'll always come back, though. Don't you worry your pretty little heads out there. We'll be back. It's not today. Be this weekend. So maths. Mathematics isn't science or physics, people. Much like a tape measure isn't carpentry. One of the main reasons is they're different words. That should give the game away. From Richard Feynman, from the Feynman lectures on physics. I don't know how you can get by this. You know, this is one of their high priests. They bow, genuflect to him, right? He's telling them right here. What else do we have to say? Oh, you don't understand? That's not what he's really saying. We're misinterpreting it, right? Clowns. So, Richard Feynman, mathematics is not a science from our point of view, in the sense that it's not a natural science. See that natural science in there? The test of its validity is not experiment, right? So, this is telling you, conversely, to be natural science, you have to have experiment. You see, it's a twofer. Math is not science because it doesn't have experiment, right? And it's telling you must have experiment to be natural science. How you like that? How you like that chirality there? From Dr. Carey Mullis, Nobel laureate biochemistry and mathematics, which is really not science. Duh. From Professor Black-Krishnan, Professor of Physics, ITT Madras. That's the whole point about physics. It's not mathematics. I don't know how he can say this any plainer, right? This is well done anyway. I don't even know why I have to provide. I can't even believe these folks had to write this. Why would they even have to write it? Why would I even have to cite this? Well, because we're infiltrated by pretender clown numpties. That's why. From the chair of physics, Professor Shankar, our good buddy. Quantum mechanics, it's a theory which is based on experiment. It's not deduced by mathematics. There you go. There's the juxtaposition. Professor Shankar gave it to you, right? It's experiment and what? Mathematics, right? There's the juxtaposition. Simple. Now, there's a lot of descriptions in quantum mechanics that has to deal with mathematics, but that has nothing to do with the theory. See that? Maths don't prove reality. For example, 1 apple minus 6 apples is -5 apples. So everyone always says, give me -5 apples. Well, of course you can't do that, right? Works out in mathematics, doesn't work out in reality all too well. Betty, you remember this one? So you say, okay, science is mathematics, right? And then you say, what about germ theory? That's scientific. The ballers are going to agree. right? They'll agree readily. So then you say, okay, if number 1 is true and number 2 is true, then give me the equation of germ theory. And get ready to watch the Texas two-step, right? And the diversions and the name calling, and you don't understand, right? Yeah, that means you got them right by the short hairs. Math is immaterial, abstract, rigidly domain specific, and at best merely describes. It explains exactly squat, nada, niente, zero. Conversely, actual scientists are in the business of explaining, see the dichotomy, or the juxtaposition between descriptions and explanations. Actual scientists are in the business of explaining phenomena by validating or invalidating cause and effect relationships between independent and dependent variables via rigorous hypothesis testing, which is experiment. Can you show one case in all the history where mathematics caused any phenomena? Right? Can you show the laws of motion, equations, causing a billiard ball to roll across the table? This is preposterous, man. This is non sequitur at its base. And ironically, this is really ironic. And I was in a hangout last night, and somebody brought up, shout out to Indio 007 over there in 24/7 Flat Earth Discord 2.0. He brought up Zeno's paradox, right? And I'm going to run right into it right here. I would never even bring up Zeno's paradox. See, there's all kind of coincidences happening. But I digress. According to mathematics, there's an infinite distance between point A and point B, which is known as Zeno's paradox. That is, if I shoot an arrow from my back porch to the tree 20 feet away, the arrow should never reach the friggin' tree. Think about it. Because you can always half the distance or half the number. Half. You can go on forever, right? Infinitely. But that's not the case in reality. As soon as I shoot that arrow, guess what? It's going to hit that tree. Boom. It's just that simple. I don't think I have much more. Let me go ahead and finish up, and then you guys can comment on the collection. Models. This is a good one. So, from their alma mater wiki, also known as concretism, hypostatization, shout out to Nathan, or the fallacy of misplaced concreteness, is a fallacy of ambiguity when an abstraction, that is an abstract belief or hypothetical construct, is treated as if it were a concrete real event or a physical entity. In other words, it is the error of treating something that is not concrete, such as an idea, as a concrete thing. A common case of reification is the confusion of a model with reality. Map is not the territory. Now, we're not saying that you're saying that you think you live inside a model. That's not reification. That's batshit insane. You need to be institutionalized with that. That's not what we're saying. But if you use your model, whatever that is, we're going to get to what it actually is. You can't even show it, right? We've been asking that for about 3 years now, right? You don't have a model anyway. You just say model and think you have one, but you don't. Even if you did, it would be a reification fallacy. Follow? Let's take a look at this. This is really cool. I like this. So, let's go to the pseudoscience priest and see what they're pushing. Models in science from Stanford. Let's see what we got. We got probing models, phenomenological models, computational models, developmental models, explanatory models, impoverished models, testing models, idealized models, theoretical models, scale models, heuristic models, caricature models, didactic models. Here we go with the baltards. Fantasy models, toy models, and imaginary models. That's your section. Mathematical models, substitute models, iconic models, formal models, analog models, and instrumental models. Which one are you guys talking about? That's why I always ask. What model are you talking about? And then at the end, guess what they have to say at Stanford? Train wrecking this whole models in science, right? Models play an important role in science, really. But despite the fact that they have generated considerable interest among philosophers, really, there remain significant lacunas in our understanding of what models are and how they work. Are you kidding me? Well, what does lacunas mean? Lacuna, a blank space or a missing part, gap, or deficiency. So there's significant blank spaces and missing parts and big old gaps with models. But you guys go around like it's candy. Model. What do you got? I got a model. 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 You don't got a model. Even if you did, it's a reification fallacy. You don't know what one is. It's not a scientific model. Right? You see what a belly laugher this is? Hopefully you see it. So let's find out what it really is. This is from Indiana University Chemistry Department. Let's find out what this thing actually is. The most important point that Becker, we'll get back to him in a second. This is very important. The most important point that Becker introduced is that the explanation of a natural phenomena, that is model theory, they equate a model with a theory? What in the world? Must be testable by experimentation. In other words, once a model is proposed, listen up. In other words, once a model is proposed as an explanation of a phenomena, it can only be considered a scientific model if it can be objectively tested by experiment. How you like that? And guess who this is? Does this name sound familiar to anyone? The important point that Becker introduced. Johann Becker? What did he come up with? Phlogiston theory. And he got his little hiney spanked. And that's why he flip-flopped and said, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to tell you what a model is. It got to be tested by experiment, phlogiston believers. How you like that? How you like me now? Pounds. So, you have a scientific model, right? Okie dokie. Natural phenomena observed, please. Alternative hypothesis. Independent, dependent variable, please. And null hypothesis. Thank you very much. Because if you don't have this, then you don't have a scientific model. By definition. Lastly, I'll finish off with this. Common mistakes in applying the scientific method from our good buddy Professor Wolf's over there at the University of Rochester Physics Labs. The most fundamental error is to mistake the hypothesis for an explanation of a phenomena without performing experimental tests. Sometimes common sense and logic tempt us into believing that no test is needed. There are numerous examples of this dating from the Greek philosophers to the present day. So we're asking for this hypothesis because we want to get to the experiment. However, all we get is this. You're not even given the hypothesis as an explanation. You're not giving us the hypothesis. You're just giving us your explanation. Well, explanations are a dime a dozen. I can walk down to the corner store down in town, and I got the village idiot down there. He can give me explanations all day long. Absolutely free, right? What good are those? Not too much because he can't support anything. Much like you, baltards. Explanations. Do you have an explanation? I have an explanation. How about my explanation's better than your explanation? No. They're all baseless assertion, fallacy, just so stories is what you got. That's it. No science in it whatsoever. How you like that? You ain't fooling anyone. You guys are getting exposed. You guys been exposed more than Mae West, right? And now even the rank and file flat earthers have got your number, right? And they're putting you up against the wall. And I'm sitting back smiling, prouder than a game rooster because you're finished. You're tracking with me, sunshines. Questions, comments? That's what I like.
Silence?
You betcha.
Yep.
All is good.
Silence of the lambs. That makes you Hannibal Lecter, by the way.
Hey, now. Don't be doxing me.
Well, explains why you're confined.
You finally got that. You got that one, too.
Good.
Yep. Okay. If there's no questions, no problem. I mean, there shouldn't be any questions up to this point. You guys are right. Roger, thumbs
I have
up.
a question.
Uh-oh.
I mean, since no one's asking anything. So, to what extent can we consider something to be a natural phenomena? So what would be the example of something which is actually not found in nature? I mean, in raw nature, but still we do experiment with it, and it can be counted as...
Can't do it. It has to be a natural phenomena.
But
That's
a lot
sort
of
thing
chemistry...
called under engineering.
But a lot of chemistry, wouldn't that count as...
Correct. You're
scientific?
right. A lot. Yeah, we went over this during the last presentation, that biology and significant parts of chemistry, synthetic chemistry, is not natural science.
So where do we draw the line? Something that is found in nature, for example, sulfur, right? We can see it in nature.
Yep.
So that's natural.
Yes.
But when we make a compound out of it and then mix two elements to such compounds or molecules, it's not natural then?
It just depends. Does it naturally occur or isn't synthetic? See, the key word here is synthetic.
Right. As long as the reaction could technically take place naturally in nature if the two elements would be unusually pure and then combine for some reason, then yeah. But if it is already processed in a way that would never happen in nature, then it's synthetic and it's not natural science.
I think we covered it last week, didn't you, John, with that, I think, quite well. Again, there's organic chemistry, isn't there?
Yes.
Alcohol, aldehyde to ketone, and so I go back 38. You know what I mean? So all of those processes that are there, you can...
You know what you could you know what you could do with your benzene rings, Adam? Go ahead. Sorry. I just had to add that. Go ahead.
I cringed instantly at that term. I mean that, yeah. But it was a. But the point being, it's there. But it again, it's indicative of what it's describing. It's telling you, isn't it? And then, obviously, then there is all the other. I think that was alluding to last week's stuff. It's quite nice to actually have that term because people are confused with, well, there's so much stuff that we do science on it. And to have that distinguishment is important. That I think that the term synthetic science was important to get out last week, that you're not poo-pooing these things. They're not real. It's not, it's not empirical, but it's not natural science.
Exactly. I'm not saying that it's not beneficial. I'm not saying that it's untrue. All I'm saying is it's not natural science. And just be careful. It depends on what question you're asking too. So don't get just hung up on whether it's natural or not. I mean, that's important. That's the first one. Is it natural? Is the question you're asking natural? And then number two, are you asking a cause and effect, how I question, or are you asking a what is question? How about that? Is that good?
Yep, got it.
Yeah. But that's a great question because there's a lot of confusion with that because people would just say that broad brush it. They broad brush things and say, okay, chemistry is natural science. And therefore, anything you bring up in chemistry, including synthetic chemistry, is natural science. No, that's non sequitur. That doesn't work. So under each discipline, each claim or each postulate that's claimed to be natural science must be able to go through the scientific method. How about that? Yes? No? Maybe?
Yep.
Right, but why is this? It is because science is really a foundation of all insight of how things work in the world. That's really the reason why there's this limiter to it. Because, of course, developments can lead to all kinds of strange, I guess you couldn't call them phenomenon, but things that would eventually arrive due to synthetic creations and all that. But the whole point of science really is to deliver that natural foundation that you could never lose track of. So you would always stay grounded within logic and insight.
And then we have the thumbnail with the juxtapositions between natural, man-made, synthetic, right? A little bit of supernatural in there, but it's hidden. Sorry, I looked over and I seen it up while we were talking about it.
Does supernatural fall under physics?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep, there's one specific one. Which one's that? Did we go over that last week or the week before?
Right. The whole quantum situation.
Information.
Yes.
So information, isn't it beautiful? Don't you just love that? I do. I just sit back and I have a wry smile. Yep.
It's funny because it has like a raw influence in its way. It's like information is basically could be infinitely complex, but as a substance almost within physics, it's actually just kind of uniform. That's really interesting about it, I think.
Yeah, it's really, I agree. All right. Go ahead, Adam.
Well, I was just going to say, it's when you don't know, as I'm sure you've not looked into it and you've not gone through, and the way you present it does make it kind of clear to understand. But it's that point where you have that feeling inside that you know it can't just be random, but you can't actually verbalize it. And I think the stuff you went through with regards to information and why information is supernatural and how it's encoded in nature, which means creation. When I watch it, it's a thing that just answers that natural little niggle that we all have, that we believe it, but to think we come from nothing. I think the one that presentation did, John, addresses that more eloquent than I'm praising it.
Thank you, E. Well, I got one more question, very pertinent to what Adam was just saying. So what's the difference between something which is abstract and something which is supernatural? Or is everything that is abstract supernatural? For example, love.
That's a good question. Well, information's not abstract, but it's supernatural, so that destroys it.
Well, maybe we could say that physically information is not abstract, but from a consciousness perspective is how we actually deal with information and interpret it could be abstract.
It's a good question, though. I'm thinking about it. I said that off the cuff. Now, when you're saying abstract, let's get down to the definition. So abstract is without physical attributes. Would that be fair?
Yep, something which only exists in the form of ideas in our minds.
Yep, and obviously information is not physical. So under that definition, it would be abstract, right?
It should be.
But it actually exists. Right?
Right.
Yeah, see, that's yeah. That's a little
Ooh, paradox.
I don't think there's just relax.
Yep.
It's a good question. It's something that I would have to ponder for a little while and then give you an answer. But I don't know if it's it could be a paradox. However, all of those statements are true. So go ahead.
So why this question came into my mind is that I teach English, and when I start in the first chapter, I come across nouns, and one kind of nouns is abstract nouns. And when I give them examples of abstract nouns, I say love, peace, beauty.
Yep.
These are examples of abstract nouns.
Yes.
So, but love exists. Just like information, love also exists. You cannot deny the existence of love. But can you say love is supernatural?
Yes.
So again, where is the distinction between abstract and supernatural?
I think there's some crossover, mainly all of it. However, I think there are special cases, right? With this, because you can definitely see, you can put information into an experiment. Information can be an independent variable. Remember the 3 criterion I stated. I said, number 1, it's your cause. It's your presumed cause. Number 2, it must be able to vary and manipulate it. The researcher must be able to. And number 3, it must demonstrably exist. So
wasn't one of the points that it should be physical?
I did not say that. No. Nope.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and put it back. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead and grab it. Make sure, okay? Because you might be right. Let's see what we got. Where was that? Go ahead and switch over. 1 second. No, I don't want to switch to that. I want to switch to that. So, independent variable, I think it's down here. Oh, did I pass it? Yes. All right, so I said, remember, viable independent variables must satisfy 3 criterion. Number 1, it's your presumed cause. Number 2, the researcher must be able to vary and manipulate it. And number 3, the independent variable must demonstrably exist before you use it in an experiment. I am vindicated. Yeah. So, it's your presumed cause. We'll get back to that one. The researcher must be able to vary or manipulate it. Can I vary and manipulate information in the sense that can I consciously, intentionally not gain information? Yes. The answer to that is yes. I could just look away or go la, 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 right?
No.
Yep.
But does time exist?
No, we're not getting back to time.
Red herring.
I wanted to stay on. I wanted to stay on information. We'll get there. We can do that another day. But information, I can definitely vary or manipulate information. You're not varying and manipulating time though. But I could because time is the conceptual medium. Hold on. Time is the conceptual medium in which all events in this, what we call the universe, take place, right? I can't vary or manipulate it. It's just always there, right? But information, let's say there's 2 paths, right? The rabbit's running, it's headed to the wood line, and there's 2 open paths. And once it gets to near the wood line, I turn away. I do not know which path that rabbit took. Follow?
Okay.
I can deliberately not gain that information. Or I could look and say, oh yeah, that's information. I just gained that path information. Follow?
Yes.
So I can manipulate information. I can't manipulate time. So this has got to get hyper categorized. Everything that we say supernatural and abstract and the certain characteristics of each, you can't blanket. You can't broad brush them. Each one has to be brought up individually and evaluated. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Fair?
Yep, understood. Yep.
Good question, man.
Yep, that's been on my mind for a long time.
I didn't think I'd actually have to think today. I knew you'd catch it.
You didn't think, huh? You didn't think that you have to think.
Yeah, I didn't think that I had to think today. So put an asterisk by his name, Betty.
And who could have thunk?
Yeah, who could have thunk it, right? Put an asterisk by his name. When I'm feeling lazy and stuff, he's not allowed into the hangout.
Nah, we're not going to run that way. We have to have a thought, right? And to be critical and to be asking questions. It keeps you on your toes as well, you know?
It does. It definitely does, yes. It's a good question. He has good questions. There's no doubt about it. When I see his name in here, I got to be ready. I got to be on my toes.
Well, I know that God can manipulate time.
Oh, brother, we're going to get into...
Yeah, we got the dial of Ahaz.
It's scientific. Get her, Arwen.
And it was Joshua that stopped the sun. So...
Oh, you mean you read a story where it was described that he did it?
No, it's in the Bible. That's truth.
Okay, well, unfortunately, that doesn't really count in physics, but appreciate it.
Is stopping the sun stopping time? Or
that's what I was going to say, Arwen.
That's just like putting your finger on the clock.
Point?
You not stop time when you put your finger on the clock.
Well, the day is longer.
The sun, God didn't stop time. Joshua still existed. He didn't just pause. He just froze the sun, which is...
Well, he made the day longer.
Get her, Adam.
Basically.
Right, so he expanded the cycles. Has nothing to do with time, really.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Got some extra time.
No, but it's important that about it because even then, you see, what was experienced by man wasn't a time dilation. What was experienced was a change in the movement of the luminaries. Now, we express that as time. That's not time.
Okay. Yeah, you could say that.
That's fair. That's a good point.
We derive our time systems from the celestial bodies. They are not literally time.
No, Adam made a good point. That was a really good one. I was thinking on that line. I just didn't say it. Oh, what's that? Hey, James, what's up? I haven't seen you in a coon's age, man. Oh, sorry, Betty. You're the shouter-outer.
No, you did do the honors this time.
Okay. Hey, James, guess who? We don't use the scientific method in our field. Some of us don't even know what it is. Oh, ball-tart spinning space monkeys. I get it right? We can go through them, James. Here they are. Paleontology, anthropology, geology, archaeology, evolutionary biology. Yes, and I'm still laughing, whatever that is. Theoretical physics, astronomy, cosmology, and astrophysics. There you go. There's the list. Good? Are we good? Any more questions, concerns?
Yeah.
If we are, Betty...
Yes, Skeptical has a question.
Who?
Skeptical.
Well, wouldn't he have to have?
But that name, you close too. Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey guys, how are you? Just like I've got a question in the same context. He brought up to the table about the distinction between abstract and supernatural. My question is as follows: can abstract concepts like love, peace, beauty be varied and manipulated?
Be what?
be varied and manipulated.
You got to take each one at a time. So you want to do love?
Yeah, do love. Yeah. Take that one. Yeah.
Love's not abstract.
Oh, brother. Maybe we ought to do another one.
And the results of love are not abstract. Love in itself is an abstract experience.
Love. And we can manipulate love, can't we?
Let John say the thing with love. I'd like to hear him answer that.
Whew, look at the time.
Look at the clock, Bones.
Push the point.
Honey,
can we very manipulate love?
I'm coming, honey.
Can you manipulate love, John?
It sounds very, very dark.
Honey, I'm coming. You take the con, Betty?
No, you have to answer the question. Can you manipulate love?
We might need to manipulate peace now.
You can manipulate peace, I think. Just stop fighting.
That's a great answer. All right, let's go to each person. Final thoughts?
No. We haven't heard yours. Come on.
Hey, I'll say something. Wouldn't you have to define love first and then see if it can be manipulated? What is love?
Well, do that. Define love for us.
Love is patient. Love is kind. So is patience, material and immaterial thing. It's kindness, material, immaterial thing.
Why did you help him, Paul? Come on, let John do it.
Now, the problem is if you're going to tie existential things into that word love, then it becomes a bit complicated. But one could say that falling in love and having a love bond with somebody else could be varied and manipulated. Would not be advisable to do such a thing, because usually lovers don't like to be varied and manipulated, if you know what I mean.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, I think that love is a sort of contained. It not contains multiple other attributes, like Paul already said.
So did Jesus teach something abstract then?
Again?
If you say, right, if let's say you my partner and you love me, then I would say I hate you. So then it would. So then it means like by manipulating the word by saying hey, you would react in a very different way. So I manipulate you by manipulating the word, the language I'm using. Love, probably from that perspective, love can be varied and manipulated. I don't know. That only can be done conceptually.
And the necessary antecedent for that would be God. Without God, there can be no love.
Yes.
I talked about natural, supernatural, and synthetic earlier, and there's different bits, and align it. What I would say is that within the supernatural, love plays a much bigger role. Now we can say it's
that's
abstract,
correct. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
Jesus' message was the message of love. His commandment was to love one another. Now, I don't think just because I can't put it into words, is that it's necessarily abstract in that it is not of any substance. I think it's wholly substantial to every single part of me and how I function. What that means, I have no true idea in terms of physical mechanics, but I know within the supernatural, it's fundamental to my being to embrace that. And that will look after, that will then feed through into my physical and benefit my physical. So I can't stick it in this category of abstract as if it is just chemical effect. Somebody being nice. There's a lot more to the word.
Well, love binds and hate destroys, right? Love connects and hate destroys.
But again, like Adam,
That's
if you say
define
love
hate.
is just chemical, right? Yeah, sorry. Go on, Arwen.
No, I just was being pedantic. Define
No, it's-
hate. Hate
The
destroys
chemical
all
is a reaction to you experiencing the love that not somebody giving you a sandwich doesn't every single time. If you're starving and somebody comes over, sees you starving, gives you, there's love there, and that's what moves you. That's what affects you. That's what's transmitted.
Right.
Now to pretend that that's abstract, that feeling you get, to me is false. There's too much actual real-time experience when love passes, and you have a loving experience as to a non-loving. You experience something more. There's nothing. There isn't necessarily anything different in the interaction except the love. Now that can't then be abstract. You feel it.
I always like to say that hatred is simply unanswered love. Now that's a bit of an oversimplification, but I think overall that tends to count, because if you're very compassionate about something, you're gonna get more easily wounded by that thing as well if it completely turns away from where you need it to go, right? Away from you, all that. And that is also why I think typically relations that break up, like, it ends up in hatred, because now the love is
Exactly.
unanswered.
Excuse me, is it still the
we would
natural
say-
science and scientific method discussion?
So hatred.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Right.
Yes,
Asterisk.
relationship advice from Quantum Array.
Hey, asterisk,
So,
Betty.
the
Asterisk him.
independent variable.
Hold on,
What?
skeptical. We got to get back to the asterisk. Yeah, thanks.
So,
John,
what are we doing
the
now?
question still stands then. Is love abstract?
Oh.
We're going to round out.
I loved giving it a direction it has never taken.
No, I'm serious. It's time to round up.
Sure.
Even if it wasn't, it's time to round out. But it's definitely time to round out. We're headed up on.
Still gives us
Hey, Kiwi.
food for
Hey,
thought,
Kiwi.
right? The whole love thing.
It does.
Right?
It does. Yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
Kiwi, it's 3:30 a.m. here.
Yeah, I'd hate to see you on top of the time, man, because that you've provided some good questions here today. So I'm just joshing with you. I like those. I like people asking questions like that. Really good. So you're welcome back anytime, sir. But we definitely do have to round up. So Betty,
Yeah.
take the con. Go down the list. Final thoughts.
Okay. Well, let's start with Arwin. Got some final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Channel shout outs, Arwen.
Right. Yeah. It was a nice show. Glad to be present. Some very interesting people in the panel here. I like that. I like when there's like a high level of concentrated intellect going around. I like to jump into those situations typically. But yeah, great show. Another go at the scientific method and everything that surrounds it. And yeah, keep it up. As for my own channel, Flat Earth Early Bird Show, on my channel ARWIJN, every day 2 p.m. or 1 p.m. Amsterdam time. And I got a new layout, so take a look and come over at the Flat Earth Early Bird Show in chat. Hope to see you there.
All right. Then we got Brian's Logic. Want to have some final thoughts?
Hey, sorry for not being able to join in more. You can't have a null hypothesis without an independent variable. It's important that this point is stuck on, because more and more people need to learn it. Not the borrowers, but the people who are coming to the argument. People who are only coming into the argument. It's good for those people to learn this, to learn what it is, because the whole world is built on. It's built on a lack of this. Built on everything but this. That's why everything has gone wrong. There isn't empiricism. It's the only arena where people can make claims and not have to support them and get away with it. As I said to my friend, if I go onto a basketball court and claim I can slam dunk a basketball, I have to support it. I have to prove it. Otherwise, I can't. But that's not the case in the arena we're in, unfortunately. But yeah, good show. Sorry for joining in more. Like and subscribe to Brian's Logic on YouTube. Very enjoyable. Thanks, QE. Thanks, Betty.
Okay. Then we've got Broken Curse, and he already asked me in the Ballbuster chat if he had the chance to ask you a question. So, Broken Curse, if you want to ask the question.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a super fair question, but it has to do with the manipulation of time within the delayed choice quantum eraser. And if you don't want to go into it, I don't have to ask it now.
Yeah, it's not a manipulation of time. But we could deal with that on another occasion.
Yeah, you seem like you're in a hurry to get out of here. So
not in a big hurry, but there is no manipulation of time in a delayed choice quantum eraser.
Yeah, I didn't think so either. I thought it was just, like a show of omniscience, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Firefly can't talk. She's at work. So we're going to Flat Earther.
Yep, great show. Great show, as always. And it was nice having an interaction with all of you. Arvin and Betty, maybe we are talking at length for the first time, but I know all of you through YouTube and everything. So I keep watching your live streams every now and then. And
that's not good. Every time.
Not every time. I said every.
Yeah, but you should
every
watch
now
it.
and then.
Come on.
Once in a
man.
while.
Some people have
is what I
lives.
meant.
Mandatory.
Flat earthers are honest, Ray. That's the trouble.
What?
I said flat earthers are honest. That's the trouble.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, but that's why I have to sort of address it, because you can't
At
have
any rate,
skipping out on different shows. I mean, that we can't.
At any rate, Quantum Eraser doesn't remember me. I was hurt by that.
Yeah, that's because you don't watch every time.
I hope he will remember me now. But yes, we are friends on Discord. So not an issue. And you can find me at @Flat Arthur on Twitter, and there you will find my YouTube channel also plugged. I don't have many videos and I'm not very active. Still, I try to just upload conversations with people I have here in India.
Well, why don't you post the link to your channel in the Ballbusters live stream, and I'm sure Betty can post that in the chat.
Yeah, if the chat is long enough.
Right now, you're saying?
Yes.
It'll take me a few seconds.
Yeah, that's okay. We can move on from you. Just go ahead and post it right here in Ballbusters live stream, and she can pick it up and put it in the chat.
Yeah. Okay, so my last words were that you'll find me here, Quantum Eraser, pretty often. But like I said, the timing gets really odd for me, and you are the reason that I cannot maintain my schedule. I've been trying to sleep early and wake up early as well. But because of this, here I am at 3:30 a.m.
Did I tell you? Did I tell you that I'm considering changing the show time till 4 o'clock in the afternoon, my time?
So that would be what?
I'm only kidding, man. Yeah, thanks for coming, man. Come by anytime.
Sure. Yep.
Okay, then we go to Gotcha Good. Are you there?
That should be Flat Arthur's name.
It is a Flat Earther.
Flat Arthur. That should be Flat Arthur's name. Gotcha good? Yeah, did you get it?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't catch it. Must be your accent.
My God, that joke was an honor.
Yeah, it was. It was good. Yeah. Just kidding. Go ahead, Betty.
Okay, we got rags to riches. Paul, you have anything to say or add? You might be on the road. Okay, that's a no. Then we got skeptical. Wanna have something to say?
Guys, I love you all. I love every single one of you, to be honest. I have so much love for honest, sincere people.
What is it?
Is it abstract or what?
I mean, honestly, I love every single one of you. Yeah, so love is an it could be an independent and dependent variable, and it can be manipulated. Okay. So yeah, great show again. Even though I came a bit late. Thank you, QE, for for your efforts, and keep up the good work, and
Thanks, appreciate it, man.
Definitely, I forgot just to ask you about. You told me about the presentation. We talked about the scientific reasoning, deduction.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's correct. It's coming.
Coming, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, right. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Definitely.
All right. And then we come to the last person on the panel, and that's the Adam Meakin.
Yes.
What the heck was that?
There's one of those ones in it tonight. It's an interest. I mean, for me, it's fundamentals, but I think the thing I'd say is it's the fundamentals that if you don't know them, the ballers will wrap you up. And if you do know them, they're very useful for taking apart their claims. There, and John alluded to it, the old pink lettering. If that was new tonight, get that set of skills under your belt when you're dealing with ballers, because, like I said, they are fundamentals that equip you exceptionally well for dealing with bullshit claims. And it certainly identifies them rapidly. So yeah, they're not great, not old school stuff for us tonight, but I think, like I say, fundamental, John, in terms of dealing with ballers. So thanks, mate. And I enjoyed the bit about the love, particularly. Arwin, I'm not coming to you for marital advice as much as you say. And Brian, I challenge you. I do want to see you do a slam dunk. I don't think you can.
Thanks, Adam. Appreciate it, man.
You're wrong.
Prove it.
Betty, final thoughts?
I have the maths.
Yeah, I got a song for you. All we need is love.
Yeah. Is that all? Is that all you got?
That's all I got out of it. Yes.
Yeah.
Love is the most important thing. Love binds, and all the good things come from love. And hate destroys. So there we go.
I can't think.
There we go.
I can't think of a better way to close out. I think you're exactly right.
Yeah, except for one thing. Nathan wants to let me plug his show again. How about that? So we have the Flat Earth Debate, 1367 already. Uncut and after show starting right now, I think. So there you go.
Outstanding.
Close to Nathan is ace.
Yeah, because Nathan is ace. Appreciate it, guys. Thanks to all the panel members, Betty. Appreciate that. I do want to advertise this, the top 60 Globetard gaffes. I just don't know when I'm going to do it. But it's coming. Just be ready for it. It's coming out here, and I don't know. So I don't know how good an advertisement that was. Advertise something you don't know when it's coming out, but just be on the lookout for it. It's coming. All right. So take no prisoners. No quarter will be asked. None shall be given. And remember, I'll be back.